Hey, today I wanted to talk a little bit about how interactables work in our game. As you can see, whenever the ghost companion appears next to Sam and we're facing them, this exclamation mark appears above Sam's head, and when we press E, the ghost gives a flip and then this small cutscene dialog opens up. So how we achieve this is actually quite simple. We have an interactable script which extends an area 3D and has this interacted signal which is emitted when we call this method interact, which is here just so that we may extend it in child classes. And then in our player we have this interaction area, which is this box right here, as you can see, and it is set on a collision layer, a specific collision layer, in this case collision layer 8, so that only areas that are also in that collision area are detected by this one. So all interactables should be on collision layer 8. Then in our player script, we get the interact area and we get this interaction marker, which is the exclamation point. And we have this interact method, which is called onProcess. So here we check if there are any overlapping areas in our interaction area, and if so, we set the interaction marker to visible. Then, if the player gives input to interact and isn't attacking, we check for the closest interactable to interact with. So there's actually something interesting here. So we are using distance squared 2 instead of distance to check for the closest interactable. And this is because if you don't really need to know the exact distance between two objects, use distance squared 2, which will be the distance just the square of it. This is because we're basically taking away the square root division that occurs whenever we have to calculate the distance, the exact distance between two objects. And this is way faster, and we don't want really to know the exact units the two objects are apart from each other, we just want to know the closest one. So yeah, distance squared 2 is goated here. Then, if there is a closest interactable, we interact with it. And let's go to our companion. So here in our companion we have this interactable area 3D, which is this capsule. And you can see that it is on the collision layer 8, so it is on the layer for interactables. And here you can see that we connected two things to the interacted signal. So this one will play a loop animation, which is the flip that you saw, and here it will start the cutscene, so it will start this cutscene. For example, I don't want to start the cutscene anymore. I'm just going to disconnect from the signal and I'm going to delete this node. I don't need it anymore. And now you can see that whenever I interact with the ghost, it just flips. It doesn't open up the cutscene dialog. And this structure makes it so that I can set up easily interactables in the editor, just connecting to the interactive signal, or I can extend the interactable script and then override the interact method and add some more logic if I want to.